Hi, and welcome back to Let's Play Satisfactory. The last episode ended a little abruptly when instead of pausing the recording I stopped it completely, but we had just finished up setting up our coal extractors, and I had manually cranked out enough steel pipes to unlock the Logistics Mark III milestone. So with that done, I created a few steel ingots to take back to the base with us, and we're going to unlock that milestone and then run back here to devise a method for transporting this raw coal to our main base. On the way, I want to unlock the uh, crashed pod, and hopefully before this episode is over, we will have coal power completely up and running and be starting on steel smelting in our base. Rather than use belts to transport the coal to the base, I'm thinking we'll set up a tractor with two truck depots. It shouldn't be too difficult. We can find an easy way down that cliff side there. And that's the main reason that I started paving over some of this water. Just to give our future truck a road to travel on. In general, two platforms side by side is enough width for a tractor or a truck to navigate successfully. This needed power, so let's connect power to the pod. Let's says it's encroaching clearance. I assume it's the foundation. There we go. Now, as long as you have the required items in your inventory, you don't actually have to insert them into the drop pod, although it will remove them from your inventory. And now we collect our first hard drive. Now you'll always want to make sure that you deconstruct any power poles that lead to drop pods, or they'll just continue to be a drain on your power network. Not bad. Let's collect this green slug. It's like bauxite. Oh, sulfur, nice. Sulfur is used in making explosives. I don't think that little bit will be enough to let us fully unlock explosives and make an explosive for the final coal node, but that might get us started with the research. EP06 Mark III. We'll put everything we've got so far in. We need to make 50 motors and 25 modular frames. First step though, let's go to the MAM.
The crystals on this slug can be harvested and converted into a power shard that functions with current fix-it technology. Several buildings would be capable of performing over 100% capacity if infused. The derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 1.
Let's see, we need 25 sulfur to unlock the first upgrade. Let's put in our hard drive. Get analysis, 10 minutes. I'm going to put everything that I don't need immediately into the storage container in the hub, just so I know where it's at. This is cool. Yeah, pick that up. Alright. So we've got the 300 steel pipes we need for the stators. What was the other ingredient for stators? That's 10 wire per stator. We need 100 stators. We need 1,000 wire. You can see some of these are yellow. It's probably because these containers are completely full. Yeah. Okay. So 100 stators. Now we'll get a few iron rods and pump out 100 rotors. Once we've got our coal power set up, we'll be able to really expand the starter factory, and there'll be significantly less handcrafting going forward. We'll set up assemblers for rotors and stators and motors. So those will all be completely automated. We'll also greatly expand our concrete production and all of the other basic materials that we're producing right now. Iron plates, iron rods, copper wire, cables. And then we'll set up some foundries. So we'll be smelting steel and turning those steel ingots into steel beams and steel pipes. Alright, there's 50 motors. Now we just need 25 iron or modular frames. We've got 9 already. Go and pick up some cable.
Milestone reached.
Excellent.
Logistics have improved by the means of a container with increased storage capacity and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
While we're here, we've basically got the items too. It's now only 12 minutes, so we'll unlock this technology next. We basically made the Mark II obsolete by unlocking Mark III, but these stackable conveyor poles, those are very useful in setting up the belts in and outside of your factory. But right now, let's build our first tractor that we'll use to transport the coal from the node to our base. What do we need? Not much. We need 2 iron frames, 5 beacons, and 10 rotors. That's practically nothing. Five beacons, 2 iron frames. Alright. We'll put that down here. We'll get some biofuel to fill it up with. Let's go ahead and just check our biomass burners while we're here. Okay. Should have enough to see us through to coal power. We'll grab 2 of these. What do we need for our truck stations? Excellent. Let's make 20 more modular frames. Perfect. So truck stations can seem a little complicated at first glance, but they're not bad once you've just set a few of them up. Let's grab some more concrete before we head out that way. It's really hard to have too much concrete. Let's drive this truck. Use little craft bench in the back. Hit E to open it. You can just slide your fuel right in there. It has its own little inventory slot. Actually, we probably don't want to do that. We're going to be automating this. Then it also has a little craft bench tab where you can craft your own items out of the back of it. I'm just going to move this forward a little bit so I can build this platform for the truck station. Okay. So the truck will just enter in this general vicinity, and then a little small crane will come down and remove the inventory for the truck. We'll set it to unload here. And the station can also be set to manually refuel the truck when it's here. And then the truck's inventory will be transferred to the truck station's inventory, which can then be unloaded with a conveyor belt. I believe this is the inventory unload, this is the inventory load, and this is the fuel input. Now let's travel back to our little coal outpost. Just follow our power lines. There's a little speedometer at the bottom of the screen. It's also a little fuel meter to show how much fuel we have remaining. Now we need to find an easy route down. There we go. Some path here. That'll work pretty well. Let's set up a second station around here, I think. Pretty good. Truck station. Right. Excellent. Now we unlocked tier 3, or sorry, the Mark 3 conveyor belts. And those are simply made with one steel beam. That's why I like to skip the Mark II belts. They require one reinforced iron plate each, which requires a few iron plates and a few screws each to make. So using the recipe that requires one steel beam is just a lot simpler, a lot less resource dependent. So while we're down here, we're going to take all 3 of these miners and try to input their resources into the truck station. Now they're producing 120 each, so 3 would be 360 units, and I think right now we're still limited to 270 resources per minute. So it might be worthwhile to, well, we'll see. We'll see. We can definitely merge all 3 into this. It's not going to be an issue. The issue is going to be the throughput from the tractor from this station to the truck station at the base, and we'll just see how quickly our starter factory is going through those resources, because we will be using the coal for steel smelting as well as our coal power plants that power the entire factory, and we'll need several of those. But we can try this and we'll see how well it works out. We can always tweak it if we need to. Step 1 is going to be producing just a few copper or steel beams to route the coal output to the truck factory. Now we can combine these outputs from these two into one belt. We need a merger. Alright, now those two miners will supply the truck station with coal. It'll fill the inventory of this truck station. We need to run back and just fetch our power pole. And along the way, I think it might be worthwhile to just clear a few of the trees that are going to be in the way of just in the immediate path of our tractor. The driving AI is pretty solid, especially for being early access, but you know, if you've got the time to clear the path, take the time to do it. It's pretty good. And we're out of iron rods. Okay, there's an iron patch right over here. You can quickly make some more runs. Alright. Truck station is powered. I'll make this just a little more accessible. The tractor doesn't do a great job of climbing uneven surfaces. You can even put little ramps here. Actually, it might be better to use the... There we go. It's a good angle. Now let's power the miners that we have. Watch these miners start up. And they're both pumping coal to the truck station. I think at this point in time, just for now, we'll start with just those two miners, and we'll add the third and probably the fourth miner once we've unlocked the next tier of belts, and probably unlocked the larger truck as well, which has almost twice the inventory space as the tractor. Now we're going to set up the automation route that the tractor will follow to load at this coal station and unload at the main factory. We hit the C button and start recording. We'll move forward. Alright. It's been loaded up. We'll make a turn. You can see the little blue arrows that are appearing behind us. This hill is nearly too steep for the tractor. You might even consider paving over this with concrete, but I don't think it's really necessary. It's not great. We can clean that up. Oh, and this is a problem for sure. Let's pause recording. There we go. Just give ourselves some room to turn around. More than enough space. Resume recording. Pause recording. We forgot to power our truck station. Let's do that right now. Make sure that it's set up to unload. It is. Okay, good. Resume recording. Now we'll just travel back to our coal outpost. We want to clean up those trees on the way back. And once you're near your starting point, you can finish the recording. Now before I turn the autopilot on, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Delete a few unnecessary nodes. Now we'll enable the autopilot. That should fill. There we go. Let's receive the coal. Hop in on the way back. Wonder if hopping in stopped the autopilot. It looks like it did. This is a bug. I've fallen through the world. believe this will correct itself. Well, you can see where the compass of the trunk is moving. Okay. So I've respawned at the hub. I can just go and collect my belongings. Note to self, be cautious when jumping out of the truck near a wall. But you can see that the autopilot route is working perfectly. Although there's still probably a little bit room for optimization. But this is a good place to end the episode. We've got coal being automatically delivered to our base. And the next episode we can start with our steel smelting, as well as setting up coal power and finally moving away from biomass burners. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the series, and post in the comments below with any questions you have. See you next time.